Welcome into the Cafe Nightly Show. It is the 30th of May, 2024. A huge day in Upland. And whole show long, everything, every minute of the night. Going to be joined by the Ninjas, the Hyde Park Ninjas. Got some news of their own, but also to join me for the news of the day, which is plentiful. SandBox collab with Upland. Big announcement of the day. We have some little anecdotes about the history of Upland and SandBox working together, or not so much in the past here, a little bit back and forth. Take a look at some of Genesis challenges. That includes the Genesis challenges as a broad challenges, which are going to work towards and culminate with the winner of the Albatross 300, as well as the race challenge, which we've had historically. We're going to have again this year. And of course, there is so much more to just touch on and hint on and see all the things that happen today. But again, we are rolling towards Genesis Week 2024. And with the Ninjas, we can talk about what's going on for them at Genesis Week, but also what's going on for them as a whole, because this is part of the big news of Upland, something I've been looking to feature for a long time. And that is taking something that is the game of Upland, or is built in the game of Upland, and making it a lot more than it started as layer one. And again, that's huge news. It's a part of the biggest part, or the most exciting part of the metaverse for me, and that's when the personalities take on their own value, take on their own IP to a degree, and that is a big piece of news here, and we weren't looking to get into that with them tonight. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn on face cams before we do the disclaimer, so they know that they're both protected, but also, I'm protected as well from them anyway, so they can say crazy stuff if they want. All views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone, should be taken as game strategy advice. They don't represent the game or the team of Upland. Any guests or contributors who we do have on have their own opinions. They're welcome to them. Should be taken as game strategy advice. Shouldn't be taken as financial advice. They don't represent myself, the Goldsmith, the Cafe Nightly Show, or the game or the team of Upland. And I will just say this to protect you guys. How about this? What I say does not represent the Ninjas in any way, shape, or form. Well, maybe it does, but we have fun here as well. So I want to welcome you guys in. Thank you guys so much for coming. Just give you an opportunity to introduce yourself for the 7 people who, in the world who may not know who the Hyde Park Ninjas are.
Yeah, thanks, Goldie. Thanks for having us. On Thursdays I fall asleep to either TML and Too Stupid's voice, or if I make it up late enough, to the Goldsmith's voice. So it's nice to. So I'm gonna have to make sure I hold my eyes open tonight. And stay awake. But no, thanks for having us. We're excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having us. This is awesome. I know we get to listen to you guys all the time, and we had a really cool opportunity to be on a stream with the Goldsmith that he hosted in, I think it was Mumbai, India.
That timing was crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah, man, that was, God, it was early. I mean, I was training late that Friday night, and I had early classes, and we had to wake up even earlier for that event. But man, it was a great time, and we're really excited to be on with you, and excited for next week. We get to see you in person again. I know we got to meet you briefly last year, but didn't get to interact as much as we have online. So we're looking forward to next week for sure.
It's been a big year, absolutely. So there's been a lot going on. I guess we got a chance to interact with you guys over the last year, growing in the game. So again, looking forward to Genesis Week for you guys, of course. And again, you've got a lot going on, outside of Genesis Week. But again, just having that ability to bring your project into the forefront, I think that's what the biggest point of Genesis Week, at least for me, is those booths as a central part, and the networking outside of the booths as being a central part of what's going on Genesis Week.
KO, do we have a booth?
Do you?
Yeah.
No?
I think no, we do have a booth. We are prepared better than last year, but no, we got our booth, we got our draw up sign, we got all kinds of stuff to release. Yeah, we're actually surprisingly ahead of the game and prepared this year, which is a weird feeling for me personally.
So the drop sign, I just want to put this out here, because Upland hasn't officially announced who has a booth this year. The drop sign, that's a huge part of the value, because again, it was like $100, and you get this drop sign that probably would have cost me anyways. I've looked at those type of things, $150 to get made, so it's huge. And you got a chance to look at yours. What does it look like? Are you excited?
Man, it looks amazing.
I just know what the artwork looks like. I haven't seen
Yeah.
like an actual physical proof, but yeah, should look awesome.
Awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to it because again, I mean those drop signs, and you get to take it home afterwards if you're going to events or you're gonna. Well, I mean, it could be one of your two backgrounds, sitting behind one of the two of you when you're on video.
Probably KO's.
I was just gonna say
done a lot with his background there.
I was about to say, Essie, looking at your background versus KO's, he could use some color in the background. That's for sure.
It's been a running joke on our stream on when I'm ever gonna decorate my background. It's in the works. We're redecorating this room, and of course, I'm like last priority. So, but yeah, it's a work in progress. We're getting there.
Fair enough. And let's do that actual elevator pitch 3 minutes about High Park Ninjas, what you guys are doing. Again, from the podcast to the community to the Discord to the then we could segue into the new stuff, right? Because the new stuff is very exciting, but you have to understand where you've come from, what you've built, what you have now to understand the value of what's next.
Gotcha. You want me to start, SC, and then you can wrap it up?
Yeah, make it pretty.
Either way, I mean, let's start with just a quick introduction on how we got into the metaverse. So, we both have been lifelong martial artists, and during COVID, we had a little downtime because our academies were closed down with COVID. And I had always dabbled a little bit in cryptos, stuff like that, and KO did as well. And during the holidays, just a couple of years ago, I was listening to a YouTube channel, and I was listening to an accountant. And he had a young guy that was talking about Upland, and it sounded like Monopoly, and I was like, man, this sounds pretty cool. And they were talking about buying property in the metaverse, and I had previously looked at things like Decentraland, SandBox, and some of the properties were pretty expensive.
Wow, that's a good drop there. That's a good, we'll come back to that one. Yeah, keep going.
But so he was talking about this this game called Upland in this app, and I was like, what's this? It's like Monopoly, and it resonated. I remember all the family feuds and fights we would have at my house playing Monopoly over Boardwalk and Park Place, and I was like, man, we could buy this virtual property for just a few bucks. It wasn't too much. Or you could buy it for UPX game currency, and you can earn interest. And at the time, I think the interest was somewhere close to 18%, 17%, whatever. And I was looking at the rates at the bank, and I was like, man, this is a lot better than the banks are paying.
17.6. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. It was great. So I was like, man, I was all in that day. I was like, I was buying properties. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I was buying properties and had no idea what I was doing. And, man, here we are 2 years later. But through that time, we started trying to develop like a martial arts, because we obviously know a lot of martial arts people. We started to get into the podcasting and trying to develop a martial arts clientele, basically, through our streams. And we hooked up with a lot of different players, Too Stupid to Win, TML, and learned about this thing called Discord. And we actually started to learn how to play the game of Upland, which was kind of nice. So we got to meet a lot of really great people. Like, I think it was Uplando at the time was running the cafe, and we learned a lot.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. And just the tips that we picked up, just helped to catapult us within the metaverse. And then all of a sudden we're talking about, some other endeavors, and we just started to start some projects from there. So, but KO, if you want to go into our regular pitch here, give them our elevator pitch.
Yeah, because I practice it daily. But now we just run our Discord, which we're growing different martial arts products. We have our new assets in the game. We have our stream that we do 2 to 3 times a week. It's real laid back. Sometimes we have a lot to talk about. Sometimes we don't. We hang out. We give away stuff. We have a good time, and we're actually working into delivering our first physical inner life products. We have virtual products in the pipeline, and then physical products as well that we're looking
digital, baby.
Yep. And looking to expand the brand and just bring martial arts to everybody. So
yeah, that's a good way of like introducing what you're going to talk about, but not introducing what you're talking about. I like it. So now, and again, I mean, in order to expand on that elevator pitch, is you have a Discord that you guys run. Again, learning from the other Upland community members. No experience in Discord, it sounds like, prior.
Nope.
Oh no.
Well, there you go.
I got some experience in MySpace.
There you
Remember
go.
MySpace?
Yeah. I remember that. I remember thinking, okay, this is going to be dominant. There goes Facebook. Bye, Facebook. We know how that went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's by Facebook for real. But what we see is you guys get the familiarity learned along the way, and now that's a huge thing you guys have. You have the whole Discord. You have competitions and games going on there. I mean, you've done a bunch of fun things in the Discord. What are some of your favorite things you've done with the community in there? I know you've done these little fun matchup games, and what else do you do? What else do you enjoy in there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we like the best. I mean, we honestly just do this to have a lot of fun. It's different. We love what we do in real life. We're really fortunate to be able to teach martial arts. It's something we love to do, and we get to teach it as a career. And when we get in the Discord, it's a way to get out there and just have fun with the community. And we do the rumbles. We've done rumble contests. It's a lot of fun, and we learned about that from Discord. We get in there and we do our UFC pick'ems during the NFL season. We were doing the NFL pick'ems, and we've had a lot of great people within our Discords that helped, to put those on. Obviously, we can't do it on our own, so it takes a team to do all that. And we're really excited to have a great team and people that follow us to help out in a lot of different ways. And I don't know if I have one thing that's the favorite. I really enjoy doing everything. When we get on the streams, we can get out there and we do a little bit of the racing and being able to network with like Mass Chef and Dak. And it's just so much fun. And for me, it's just different than what we do in real life. And it's fun. We get to meet people that are into gaming and different things. I know KO's background is not gaming by any means, but I grew up playing games like D&D. I started Magic the Gathering, shortly after it came out back in the old days when it was simple. And
when the book wasn't, 3
Right.
parts.
It's crazy how much that game has changed over the years. It's like it's amazing. But so I really just enjoy meeting people all over. Today we did a stream at this afternoon at 1:30, and we had a team player, someone that's been in our Discord for quite a while, from Norway. And, had it not been for Upland, the metaverse, and all this stuff, we would never even know this person. And him and his wife are just really great people. They chip in, they do some really cool stuff within the community and help out. And that's really what I like the best, is the connecting to the people. And so many people with entrepreneurial mindsets. And it's just amazing.
Appreciate it. I love it. And KO, I mean, again, just to kind of like, icing on the cake there. As SC puts it, you don't come from a gaming background. What's the experience of, building and lacing that together, as far as, building this, we'll call it a product, because it really is overall, from, the Discord and kind of the node work development. And then, when you get into even the layer 1 assets, which are, obviously having map assets that were, made layer 1 with some tie into your community. I know you've done things like had those given away as prizes, but also they're for sale overall in the layer 1. What hey, that's coming. But what's that been like for you, and what does that mean? Again, different background than a lot of us from the gaming side of things. Is it community? What is it? What is it for you? The whole salad, the whole toss together of it all.
Yeah, literally, like the last games that I played was like Halo 2 on Xbox. Not even Xbox One. Like before that, I don't even know. I owned a PlayStation and a Sega. That was about it. I just never got into games. So Upland hooked me in, and honestly, once we started, I enjoy building. Like I enjoy building businesses. This is the third, I guess, business now that that I'm co-owner of. And so so I just enjoy building the brand and building the community. Like SC said, having fun. Like we just get on the streams and just relax and chill and hang out and goof off. And so yeah, I think it's just the building of something and creating something. And we've had to pivot so many times over the last 2.5 years. But that's I just think that's how you learn to grow. And yeah, we got big goals and big dreams. So we're just gonna keep plucking away.
Perfect. And
And
I'm
it's the
gonna
challenge. The challenge is amazing, in martial arts, we're used to that because,
Mhm.
I remember what it was like coming up, getting beat down, and then sometimes you're given the beat downs, and then you get beat
Yeah.
down again, and then, it's that constant up and down, and, that really directly applies into business, and it really applies to life in general.
Mhm.
There's so many things that happen throughout, the course of a lifetime, and, you just gotta have that perseverance and keep pushing forward, so and I love the challenge. I really do.
And I think that's great. Again, not just the mentality of, hey, I know that I'm bringing some work to the table, but I love that for Upland because I've said it, other people have said it. I mean, one of my inspirations in trying to bridge outside of what I'm already doing or bridge outside of layer one to make layer one more enjoyable was More Cheese comes in and says, this is going to exist, or if you're looking at doing the meta venture, this is before you could even apply for meta ventures. You're locked in for the first 10 beta of block explorers. You're locked in for the first 10 beta of map assets, and that was a long ways away, and nobody knew when they were going to hit. And even when they hit, they were going to have their isolated period. More Cheese's idea was, if you want to be there, don't wait to build those skills. Don't wait till that opportunity is open to you to get in and build that. You got to build the community. You got to build the product. You got to build the offering before you can even build or have the layer one. And then you can take that once layer one's available, drop that in layer one. If you want to do that community and make that community either monetized or build that in another way, you can bring it out into another environment like off chain or outside of Upland on a different chain or whatever you're going to do. There's different venues of bringing a product out once you've built that community. And again, it's the idea of build it even if the infrastructure is not there for you yet.
Yeah, I think that what I love about like the community that we've met so far is like the vision, right? For More Cheese and Ben, like creating the first map assets. Man, they had to stick around. They had to have patience. They had to have that vision for
They knew it was coming, but they had to wait.
Yeah, man. And then like Dak and Mash Chef with the URL, and I know a lot of other people. That's just who I've got on top of my head.
Yeah,
A lot of other people that saw the vision of racing and the vision of of what it is now. Man, for them to stick around this long and have the patience, have the vision, I think it's killer. It's a good
Upland, Upland didn't support racing for a year, and the URL had it before there was even cars.
Yeah.
They knew the cars were coming. They're like, let's set this function up, and it was enough that Upland leaned on them to run some events, which is pretty incredible.
Love it.
Yeah.
And it's we love attaching to those people like that too, that they have that vision and that same mindset like we do, because we see a lot of people in Upland come and go, and there's people here that they come in and man, they go hardcore for a month, and then they didn't make $1 million, so they're out.
They didn't make $1 million, or the layer 3 or the imagined future doesn't happen in a month.
Yeah. It's Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So the metaverse is going to be the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, here's a segue. The metaverse is built by the players at this point, right? Is some of it is the product that Upland puts out, and some of what players can put out is limited by the product that Upland puts out. But we also see very much that it's the vision, it's the hard work, it's sometimes thinking outside the box and building outside the box and building the community and the brand and whatever it is you're trying to bring to Upland, building that outside of the game of Upland so it can be part of Upland, that really makes these projects pop. And Hyde Park Ninjas is no different. Like you already did the Discord thing, and then you take it from there.
Yeah, so I think you bring up a good point, because it's things sometimes progress a little bit slower. And right now, if you think about the metaverse, just in general, this is the infancy of it. We are the first ones here, so we have kind of a leadership role in the way that we portray it, and the way that we work is going to set that example for other people. And if we whine and complain, the other people are going to do the same thing. So we have a direct responsibility if we want to be prosperous in what we're doing. I think we have to lead by that example for sure. So
no, and again, I think that's exactly where we are. So for you guys, obviously, I'm going to say kudos at this point, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to segue. You ready for this? What's that in your hand over there? But I want
an iPhone.
Wow, that's not what I'm talking about. To give you the opportunity to segue over, but I want to give you guys kudos for bringing it to this point where you are going phygital. Tell me about what you're holding in your hand.
That was one side. Here we go.
That's the other side. Would you look at that? You want to tell me more about what I'm looking at?
That was just a teaser.
Oh, okay.
Well, you guys have a good night. We'll see you in Vegas.
See you guys in Vegas.
So KO probably has a better image. I know I'm just holding up, my copy here, and this is we're going to be releasing this in Vegas. This is our first comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one part of the Hyde Park empire that we're building. So this is the first part. And in Vegas at Genesis Week, we're going to be releasing something. We're going to be releasing this book, of course, but we're also going to be talking a little bit about another project that we have coming in Q4. So that we're really, really excited about, and has really been under development for, almost 2 years. So.
And hang on, if I could, you mind shooting me an image in 2 seconds here, just on Discord, so I can drop it into Upland Cafe chat for anybody who's in Discord, because this is amazing. Again, I'm looking at the art here. I'm looking at something that looks like it's a professional product. Not that you can't start a professional product without having a background in comic book making, but you started in a background of just building a community, and now you're headed in a direction you want to head. Again, like the Discord thing, I'm assuming you guys have never made a comic book before.
Oh, no.
No, it's been a learning curve for sure. And I mean, the Hyde Park team, we have a group of 5 people, including us 2, that are the core group. We actually have 3 artists on the team now, so a team of 8, and we meet weekly, and it's just kind of blossomed and grown into something pretty cool.
Oh, for sure. And I'm gonna drop what I've got. If you guys want to put, oh, there you go. There's something better. All right. There's a partial. There's a full. That makes that easy. All right.
Hope that came out through all right.
Oh, that looks perfect. That's good. That's even better than what I already dropped. All right. Let's get that dropped in there.
I got you one too. I don't know which one's better.
Competition right now. That's what's going on. The winner. There you go.
Who won?
Who won? Who won?
I've actually got the banner art too.
Oh, damn, I don't have that.
Oh, it looks the same. Oh gosh, you guys, same fidelity. Looks. Oh, there, the banner art. There you go. That's a winner right there. I'd say so.
Oh, actually, well, okay.
What? You got more? You got more?
No, that's good.
Okay. Well, you've got. You know what you've got here. Here. You ready for this? I did this with TML and Too Stupid last week, and again, they didn't give me as much cookies or as much gifts as I hope they did. And that gift not in what people could get, but an incentive to go to Vegas was what you're going to get out of it. But you're giving a pretty big incentive. We have tickets available for Genesis Live 2024, still available till next Tuesday. And if you're saying that the first place you can learn more about this comic is to go to Vegas, I think that's another incentive to go to Vegas, if you ask me.
And this is just a little teaser. On Sunday, we always do this Sunday fun day that we started doing because it's a down day for us, so we get on there early. We're going to have some pretty cool details on our stream Sunday of why you might want to come over to our table too.
You mean all the prizes that I'm going to win? Okay.
I've already got prizes for you, Goldie. I already got you hooked up.
There you go. I appreciate it. No, I I talked to last Friday, I talked to Elijah, and it was I got to learn how to fold a paper airplane so I can compete at his booth. So now I got to, find all these new talents that I don't know I have so I can, win everything at all the booths.
I'm going to bring some concrete blocks, and you're going to have to learn how to break some concrete blocks. So I think you got it in you, Goldie.
Oh gosh, not the martial arts. I did box. I did do a little bit of grappling and wrestling, but never into the the finer martial arts. So
Goldie, you did some boxing?
That more in collaboration with the wrestling side of things. So it was definitely all more grappling, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to be, right along with Greco-Roman wrestling.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
You must have
So
been
what are your
pretty good.
thoughts on the Mike Tyson fight with Jake Paul?
Part of me again, I'm not a violent person, but part of me wants to see Jake Paul go down hard. I mean, I just want to see a good fight, but I mean, you got to recognize the idea of age, and there was this concept. I mean, I watch MMA all the time, where you got this veteran who's 42 years old who's still fighting, and that's incredible. But I mean, you gotta add 15 years on top of that. That's really, really advanced age for getting in the ring.
Yeah, that age difference is huge.
Yeah.
But he's as good once.
I grew up watching Tyson, and man, that guy was a force. That is one guy I always said I would never want to be hit by his punch.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is I that's one thing that you lose the speed, right? You lose the speed, you lose the reaction time. Those are all lost. One thing you do not lose as quickly is that punch, is that force.
And just watching the footage, the recent footage, he looks pretty darn strong.
He does. No, like I said, that force seems to be there. Maybe the reaction time isn't. Maybe he's gonna have a hard time landing, but that force definitely seems to be there, at least in the training videos.
Yeah, I agree.
You must have been pretty good there, Goldie. Your nose is still pretty straight.
Yeah, it's pretty straight, right? I've only had like a couple concussions, so it's not. That's the good news. It's good news.
That's not bad. That's
good. Yeah. I can still count to 10, so I'm doing okay. At my age, counting to 10, having wrestled, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as you guys are concerned, we dropped the big news here. We're still showing the cartoon, showing the there will be a cartoon, I'm sure. No, knowing you guys how you expand, but showing the comic. You want to give me a 20-second, or do you want to just be like, hey, you can see a picture, but the plot, that's for later. What do you want to do? No? Okay.
After Genesis Week, we're gonna divulge a lot more information.
Yeah, for sure.
We do well, two things. Number one, on Sunday we're gonna lay out a lot more stuff. There's going to be some stuff at Genesis Week, like you're there, you're in person, you get a few perks, and then afterwards we're going to reveal everything, to the rest of the community. But also we want everyone that can't attend Genesis Week to also be involved. So Sunday on our stream, we're going to lay out kind of just some other ways that you can be involved over the weekend, and more giveaways and prizes. And we're going to try and update everybody as well for those that can't be there too. So.
And I love that mentality, that idea, because I've kind of been trying to, talk to other broadcasters and people who are going to be there around this idea. And More Cheese is I almost said king. I apologize. Cheese is the queen of this. She's going to have a little camera on her head, and she's going to try to bring as much of that as possible to the people who aren't going to be there. And streaming can be tough because of bandwidth and all of that. Yeah. I actually had to upgrade my phone to just maybe make StreamYard work for my phone well. But, that is definitely something that I would love to see. And I'm really glad that you guys are looking at that. Is you want to bring this experience not just to the people who are there, to people who aren't. And I think that's a lot of fun. And again, the fact that you guys are really broadcasters, as well as, community organizers, as well as creators of content, as well as, I guess publishers now, comic book publishers anyways.
Yeah.
As of tomorrow. Yeah.
There you go. Is that the print run? Is tomorrow the print run?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So I mean, it's exciting. And again, I just want to, there's news I would love to run with you for the day, but I do want to just touch back here. What does this look like as far as what step are we at? Are we at like the infancy, and then you're going to blow out into 17 different things? Do you think that you're actually going to head more towards one direction versus another in continuing to develop the brand, and you're going to say, hey, this is the direction I really want to stay? Or are the sky's the limit, and you're going to go any direction that you can take it?
Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues that we're already exploring, and we have planned out for, years to come, as far as the lore of the story, the characters and all that stuff. So we have a lot of really cool stuff planned. And, I'm really excited about it, and we can't wait to share it with the world. And everything that we're doing with all of our projects, one thing I can say is they're very cohesive. You know, whether it's a comic book or, you know, even things like as simple as our coffee line. You know, our coffee line of Ninjava
I don't.
is
I drink all mine, so I don't have a full bag. Yeah.
yeah, so that's you're gonna see that overlap into other things that we do. Everything is gonna be very cohesive, and we've got a pretty calculated plan. And you know, we feel like it's pretty well thought out. We'd never rush anything to market, and we're not big hypesters. You know, we kind of fly under the radar and we just do our thing, and we want to make everything be, you know, cohesive for the most part through all of our things that we're doing here. And we're in no hurry to do it. We just want it to be a good product that everybody's really going to like. So,
and I think that's, you know, number one, admirable, and then number two, rare in the space. So, I mean, I've seen plenty of projects that are getting built up, and you know, you see some promos, and you hear this, and they go to the press tour, and the product never hits. I mean, it either never hits the way you'd expect it to, or it never gets released in the first place.
So, yeah, what's that saying? We like to live by the saying of under promise and over deliver.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the track we're on.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I think it's a mentality I've seen, you know, through the martial arts. Again, I've never dabbled into the finer martial arts myself that much, but it's, you see that mentality in a lot of martial arts is where, you know, it's not as much about the display, or it's not as much about the capabilities. Or, you know, when people talk about martial arts for preparedness in battle, you know, going back to history, it's more about the head space, the mental space, and building that ability to be prepared, as opposed to actually, you know, looking at a potential end result. And again, it's kind of like you put the work in, you put the practice in, and the product speaks for itself.
Yeah, and it's
100%, and we're super goal oriented, which I think comes from martial arts, and we, you know, set 1,000 little baby goals to reach one big goal, and like every week, sometimes it feels like you're not making progress, but you know, every week we just try to knock out, you know, little tiny goals, and then before you know it, we're getting closer and closer to products. So
slow and steady progress. That's it.
Well, and I think, and I've seen, and again, this is not any disparagement in any way, shape, or form. I've seen you guys, you know, also, you know, shift gears a little bit, which is not the end of the world. It's we have a plan. We're working towards this. We're learning as we go. And hey, we can do this tomorrow. Let's do this, or not tomorrow, but we can build toward this and do this because of the capabilities, the technology, what's available. And it sounds like you still have everything that you put your mind to is still going to happen. Everything you've looked to do, you're changing the priority of what comes out when, based on what can be done. And again, I think you have at least one project here that you started a long time ago. It took a little while to come to fruition, and now we're starting to see some things come to fruition. I think even in the map assets, like you were going to do that before you were able to do that. And then when you were finally able to do it, you had already put the work in ahead of time.
Yeah, and it's been, you know, with all the different projects that we had too, you know, where we thought, oh man, this is going to be the first one to be done, and then oh nope, that wasn't working. So we had to pivot, but we've been working on all of the projects consistently, and you know, just sometimes you got to pivot into a different area, and it's like a fight, you know. When you're in a fight, sometimes you got to change gears and go a different direction based on, you know, what's thrown at you at that moment. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, I think the martial arts background is very helpful in the idea of, you know, everything you're doing as far as the planning and the accepting of what is, but at the same time, you know, putting that extra work in. You know, not giving up just because the first iteration is difficult to bring to market.
And speaking of map assets, we're going to give away a special map asset tonight. So,
really?
Yeah, we have a really amazing battle arena we're going to be giving away.
What's this? Do we have an image? Do we?
You haven't seen the battle arena?
No, get it drop. I want to. You know how many projects I keep an eye on?
Have you been living under a rock?
I'm living under a rock. You don't know about this, Goldie? What the?
Oh yeah.
Hang on, I can pull it up.
There you go.
Do you have an image, KO? All right.
You know, I'm just trying to help the people who can't see this. This is what I'm after.
Yeah, so we have these really amazing battle arenas. I know We've got the kicking bags as well.
Yeah.
We actually have, so we did a really cool deal last week. I think there's only one item left, but we have our gold, silver, and red kicking bags.
Mhm.
And what we did is the first 4 people to buy a gold kicking bag, they
Mhm.
actually get a whole set of Ninja stuff. So they'll get a gold bag, a red bag, a silver bag, and a battle arena that you see here on the screen.
Mm. Oh,
And
very
not
cool.
only that, but they also get the mint one of the bag.
Oh, that's really cool.
I know the first 3 were already purchased, so we have, I believe, just one left. The red bag is left. The silver one got scooped up this afternoon.
So you get to put that on on the outside of your house, one of your properties. You can just imagine what could go on in there. I like that very much. And again, we're a long ways from layer 1 interactivity in Upland, but I mean layer 2's there, and it's just very cool to be able to decorate the properties or have that that map asset of I'm making this the way I want it to be. And who knows, maybe someone does want an octagon outside their house in real life.
Who
Hey,
wouldn't want that?
if you got an Upland, dispute to settle with somebody, you just go out to the cage, duke it out, and then you're friends after, and everybody shakes hands. We're good.
We're gonna settle in the octagon. Oh gosh, good to see you, Dopus crew. Glad you could make it. Yeah, it's really cool. I love that. So you're gonna have to tell me how we're gonna give that away, but we're gonna decide whether to get into the news first or we're gonna give this away. You tell me, because I'm ready to get into some news if you guys are.
Let's jump into news.
Okay, let's do it. Again, we have to do it because there's so much to be done. And I'm gonna do this. Ta-da! And we'll get back to that gorgeous image. So if you leave that up, I'm plenty happy to do so. Oh, that's a secret. Oh, get out of here. All right. I like to share DMs because every once in a while someone sent me an image that they're not ready to share out there, and we don't need to be giving away the next level of the next level, which I know you guys are going to be talking about potentially at Genesis Week, which is I think another reason to go to Genesis Week. The idea that there's going to be prizes and surprises, and maybe the surprises are more valuable than the prizes. We'll have to see. Learning along the way, learning about what's next in Upland, and again, we'll say it one more time before you guys are out of here. I'm looking forward to seeing your booth, and I think that the networking outside the booths is going to be huge as well this year.
Yeah, networking. Maybe we could looking forward to having a bourbon with you or something like that. So that'd be good.
Well, that's what Thursday's for. The problem is I gotta have a bourbon with you guys, and then I'm gonna have a drink with somebody else. And by the time I get to my 9:30 reservation over at Bazaar Meat, I'm gonna be rough. But a little bit of pork will clean me up. A little bit of will clean me up. That's for sure. All right, let's get into the news and take a look at a couple things here. I guess we got to start at the top. Starting at the top. Ooh, look at all this we had to do to start at the top. We had to go all the way up here to, I think, 4 or 5 messages back. This is a crazy day. Start your engines. It's time. It's coming. The grand finale of the Genesis Championship. 12 competitors have competed. And during this previous season in the head-to-head championship, here it comes, the Genesis Week 2024. There are some great prizes up for grabs for the winners, so it's definitely worth tuning into. And here's the announcement. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to look on this list. And it's a lot of the people you guys race against here on the other side of things on the URL. You guys don't have 1Rs that you're racing around the tracks and trying to show these other folks up.
We, for whatever reason, just didn't participate in the ones too much.
Yeah.
I just knew because we're in the 1R season, the URL season.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw the leaderboards, I just didn't have the time to devote. So
it's a different competition. This is a different competition than URL. URL is about your performance in individual races. This originally, or to get to these finals, was all about putting in the grind, right? You had to grind, you had to race again and again and again to get there. So this is a very different circumstance than just sheer I've practiced. I know how to race. Oh, by the way, we're racing in karts, by the way, live in person in Vegas.
I heard.
Less than, or just a week away. So, a week from tomorrow, we'll be in karts. Don't hit me, please. Thank you. That's not how racing's done. It's not bumper cars. I've been hit in a cart going 35 miles an hour. It is not fun.
Oh, it sucks.
No, it's not.
It is not fun. I mean, you at a certain point, your joints don't take it the way they used to. So
this list you have up there is pretty impressive. There are some good racers on there. I've raced against everybody I see on this list, and man, like Sam Mahoney and Matsuda, unbelievable racers there. As tough as it comes, Mashchef, fantastic racer. Phalos, just a wealth of talent right there.
And again, they had to grind to get here. That's not a question. But there's people also have they wouldn't have ground, they wouldn't have put the time and the effort in if they didn't care about racing, and they care about racing. So they're also pretty good. It kind of goes hand in hand in this case. So no question, they've earned their spot along the way, both through grinding and through skill. So congratulations, everybody. This is going to be a little fun. This is officially. We are looking at a race. With race details here, where we're looking at 10 a.m. PT on Thursday, hosted the Upland Racing League. Top 12s are going to be competing in this leaderboard race, and it's going to be something that it is a culmination, right? A culmination of what we've had going so far, what we've seen with the first two seasons, and again, nobody else can participate, but it's a spectator sport at that point.
I think it's cool what they did. I like, I like this event. I think it's pretty cool. Everybody working up to the finals, and then we'll get to see. I think Matsuda they're going to be there in person in Vegas. So, no, I like the event. I think it's cool.
Well, could you imagine your flight times and you can't participate in the race because it's the time you're flying in? I mean, I'm looking at the clock, and it kind of looks like that could be the way for some people.
That's true. That's true. If you're flying in Thursday, you got some scheduling to work out.
I know some of the racing last year in Vegas was like right during some of the panels, because I know we were racing at that event. I think it was like the finals or something was going on, and I remember sitting at a table. I was listening to the panel, and Dak comes creeping over, and he's like, "Hey, you're up to race." I was like, "What?" I had to run to the other side. I got on someone's computer and was racing. It was crazy.
Well, it is crazy because we've got so much going on during Genesis Week. We'll get into the other announcements here, but we're going to be live in person doing panels and stuff. But people are also going to be competing for a position for that opportunity to potentially win the Albatross 300, which is a very big prize. They are going to be competing potentially with the travel in time in the race. Then we'll get into that as well for the Genesis season for that race series. It's crazy. It's really a heavy week next week, and we're almost there.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the details here. Obviously, 12 racers, 2 heats, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11 are the odds. The evens 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. 2 separate heats, and obviously the top 3 finishers in each of the 2 heats are going to compete head to head for, again, the top 6 spots. That's how this again, play down. It's essentially a play down tournament, but only 2 heats into one finals. Prizes: championship badges, first, second, third, get a championship badge. Championship block explorers, first, second, third, get a championship block explorers. We can see the images there, but there's also some great prizes along the way as well. 200,000 UPX to first, quarter spark to first, a unique badge, special first place block explorer, as we saw up here in this image. Ooh, look at that. And custom racing suit with unique logo, which is a map, which is a wearable in the game of Upland. Kind of a huge prize here. Interesting that it's that one of one on this custom racing suit. That I think is something that just definitely is going to stand out for the way of displaying your past, your past accomplishments into the future when we get 2 and 3 and 4 years down the line. And maybe it's not the same people getting first, second, third in the future. Maybe people come in with other gaming skills and change this up, shake up this list of who's the top of the top. But you will always have that way of commemorating what you did this first year, this inaugural year of real competitive racing in the game of Upland.
Agreed. I mean, but I think the prizes are pretty solid.
Oh yeah, quarter
you know,
spark. That's not too bad, huh?
For
I mean, keep in mind, I'm going to get 5 spark just for going to Genesis Week, doing whatever I have to do to get it. But yes, quarter spark is quarter spark, not to sniff at.
Nope.
And again, with following the prizes down the list, not going to run through it. You obviously can get in and take a closer look at this. But second, third, fourth, we do have, second and third, we do have scaling prizes. So obviously, second place, third place, a little less than first, but still getting decent prizes. 4th through 12th get the same prize of 75,000 UPIX and 0.05 spark. Which again, you get to the top 12 here, you're getting at least 0.05 spark and 75,000 UPIX. It's not a bad thing for a couple minutes worth of racing.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Getting ready for this electrifying event. Best racers in the game of Upland battle out. Again, it's a spectator sport, so it will be something that is going to be broadcast on YouTube and Twitter, so you can keep your eyes out and watch out. And Upland will be putting that out there. So excited to see it. Any thoughts? Again, as you guys are racers, you just did not compete in this aspect of the racing so much.
Yeah, we raced a little bit more in the 4s, the carts, some of the other series, and did pretty good. Just for whatever reason, didn't get into the 1s. Just the time wise, it didn't work out.
We're doing okay in the URL season though.
Yeah, I see that. I saw that. the following each other on the leaderboards is interesting too. It's like who's blocking for who,
Yeah, I like I said, I was not a gamer, but I also just don't like to lose. So I will figure it out and try to figure out a way to win the best I can.
Yeah, the racing has been a lot of fun this season, especially I know I didn't race the last 2 seasons, but I did race the first season. But the first season was like AI, it was just kind of racing itself. And it's like, now there's mechanics. So this is totally different. And so I was a little bit nervous getting back in there because I know KO raced the last couple ones and did really well. And so I was excited to get in there, and it's amazing. We're just playing this crazy game. And, I get to the keyboard and I'm, getting amped up after class and racing and I'm sweating, I'm sitting at the keyboard and I'm sweating.
I know I've been less nervous fighting people.
Yeah.
In a cage, and I like racing. Like you said, my palms are sweaty. I'm freaking out.
Well, it's funny because it started as this little AI race. It was the person with the best car won essentially, and maybe there was a little bit of variability there, but it's changed. It's changed to the point where it really is. You're not going to win that race without some skill. Period. At least on the higher levels of the racing, with the better racers as your competitors.
Yeah, Sam Mahoney and Matt Suit. I'm looking forward to meeting those guys in Vegas. They've been some unbelievable competition. Everybody in there really has. Buellman, and there's a whole list of them. But I know Sam Mahoney and Matt Suit are very, very competitive, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to meeting those guys.
Absolutely. So yeah, again, the list is long and the time is short. So we'll see. We'll see how many hours of sleep we actually get when we're in Vegas this year. Because I'm showing up Wednesday night and I've got like this list of things that I have to do, and there's a small list of things I'm doing that are outside of Upland. But I'm like, do I even have time to do those things? So
yeah,
it's tough. So again, just a loaded day. I expected all the Genesis stuff to hit at about the same time, and here's some more Genesis stuff. Genesis 2024, exciting news. Tours are announced, getting ready. Uplanders, again, Genesis 2024 is introducing an exciting lineup of new tours. The Miami Tour, the South Lake Tahoe Tour, and the Washington, D.C. Tour. We haven't had a tour for a while. We have stacked up some city releases since, and we're going back. We're revisiting some individual cities over this Genesis week period of time, which we've done previously last year. We've done different tours during the week, and we're catching up on some cities that really are worth touring, including the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., which is a big release, but a small release. It didn't feel like there was a ton of pressure coming up to it, really, and maybe release some pressure on the releases by there being more and more over time. I don't know, but what do you guys think? I don't know if you've gotten involved in the tours in the past. Has it been a big part of the game for you? Do you look at Upland as a continued way to get to know other parts of the country, other parts of the world?
I think it's a really cool thing. I think I did. I mean, this is way back when I first got into Upland. I think I did a tour. It was called, oh man, it was in Chicago, the Mobster Tour.
Oh, the Mafia Tour, yeah.
So that the little guy, Doyle, little Doyle did this thing on the Mobster Tour, and he did a really good job. He had the Italian top hat on, and all the stuff. And man, that was so cool.
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed that one. A little bit of history, and so I think it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a million years ago, but that was a good memories back in there.
I've never done a tour.
Wow.
Really?
I know. I feel like a Debbie Downer here. I just never did it. No. So I don't even know. I don't even know how to, like, what do you even do, to be honest?
Wow. So you gotta send to the city. You're gonna obviously go into treasure house. We'll get we got some details to go into. So you know what, KO, maybe you gave me a gift, and that gift was ignorance, and the ignorance is so that we can talk about the details.
It was all to set you up, Goldie. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you for feigning that, for pretending for us. I appreciate that. The Washington D.C. tour is going to be on Sunday the 2nd of June, 8 a.m. for the registration ending on the 3rd at 8 a.m. PT. This is something that, again, you registered the registration period. By the time you can start actually doing it, you can't register anymore. 10 a.m. PT is when that actual tour starts. You have until Tuesday, the 4th of June at 12 p.m. PT to complete that. Cost is 2,000 UPIX. 2 more tours here. Miami, look at this. Registrations from the 3rd to the 4th, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. The time to complete is between the 4th, June 4th at 10 a.m. PT to the closure at June 5th at 12 p.m. PT. Look at that. There's a pattern emerging. 2,000 UPIX to participate there. And then South Lake Tahoe, same thing, where it's a time to a time. So it's the 4th to the 5th. And maybe that time kind of looks like you are registering as you're in the time to do the previous day's tour. Go figure. 8 a.m. to 8 a.m., 4th to the 5th, 5th to the 6th as the actual time to do this. So you have one city's tour going on at a time, and another one's going to transition one to the other. And look at this. We're starting a pattern. We have activities every day during Genesis Week. Go figure. What are you guys looking forward to as far as, I mean, in the past we've had this, and we'll get into, we have another big announcement on that too, but we've had these activities to take you one day into the next, and it's a reason to be participating with Upland every day during Genesis Week. I mean, how does that feel? Like, how did it work for you guys last year anyways?
I think it's really cool. I mean, it keeps people engaged. I know, just looking at these dates, I think that's right smack dab in our travel. We might miss a little bit of that, but yeah, I think it's really good to keep people engaged, right?
Oh, I've got Wi-Fi in the plane, so
yeah.
I think it's awesome, and I think it alludes to probably something that's hitting up next. I probably might consider doing my first tour to gain some nice points.
Yeah.
Or
you're the segue king today, KO.
I got you. I
appreciate it. Kick it on off the next one, and let's look at the details here, because you will get into the details on how these have enhanced value this time around. How a tour is more than a tour. When can a tour be more than a tour? When Upland's giving you points to do it. So Washington tour, we see that. We see the Miami tour, and we can look at the little bit of the copy here. Upland doing a little bit of press for the city of Washington, D.C., not that it needs press. Explore the historic and political heart of the United States with a Washington, D.C. tour. Visit renowned monuments, museums, and government buildings. Learn about the city's rich history and its pivotal role in shaping the nation. let's take a look at what they had to say about Miami. Experience the vibrant culture and stunning scenery of Miami. From iconic beaches to bustling neighborhoods, the Miami tour will showcase the best of this dynamic city. Dive into the local hotspots and enjoy the lively atmosphere that Miami has to offer. For Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe, discover the natural beauty of South Lake Tahoe. This tour takes you through breathtaking landscapes, serene lakes, and picturesque trails. Immerse yourself in tranquility of Tahoe's pristine environment and enjoy a refreshing getaway. I still haven't seen the promise of South Lake Tahoe yet. Them saying refreshing getaway. You gotta give me a getaway. You gotta give me something I can't do somewhere else if you want this to be a resort town. But what do you guys think? I mean, I don't know if you've gotten to any of these cities heavier than the others. Some of these have been kind of, like I said, they've kind of felt like they weren't the biggest draw in the game at any given moment. How deep are you in these three cities?
I got a little bit. I didn't go too crazy. Probably maybe a little bit heavier in Miami. I did a lot of building there, like those, the unique structures that came out. So I did build some of those, took advantage of that, but I didn't go too heavy, to be honest. We were so ultra focused on other things we had going on at the time.
But wait, there's more. And you're going to go to Genesis Week and find out what more you guys have been working on.
That's right.
Exactly. I've dabbled in these. I've got some good props in them, but definitely not too crazy. I am now my game strategy with Upland is really to build my dividends. So if I will go and I might flip a few properties, but I don't go crazy. I went and minted some nice Miami collections after the collection releases and got some good payouts on them. So, but definitely haven't gone ham in those cities. But I've been focused the last 3 months on just saving UpX, honestly, in Genesis Week. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say Genesis Week is a reason to have some UpX. That war chest, not only towards whatever the city mint is gonna be on Friday, it's also it does cost UpX. It tends to cost UpX to end up in a good position on those leaderboards when you are participating in that Genesis competition.
Yep.
Yeah,
which we're gonna get into. Almost there. Again, this is how we do this, KO, because you've never done it before. So once the registration's open, you head over into the Upland, you click on the menu, and you go to the quick menu at the bottom of the screen, the little ellipsis, the 3 dots down there bottom, also known as and correctly known as the magic hot dog. And then you go into the quick menu down there. You go into treasures, you locate your city selection button, you choose the right city. And it depends on what day it's going to be, but you're going to go into South Lake Tahoe. You're going to go into DC. You're going to go into Miami. You're going to select the city. And then you're going to find that there is the opportunity to register for the tour. In that registration, once you register, once you pay the 2,000 UpX, when the city goes live, the tour goes live, you go back into that city. You have to actually be in the city to do the tour. Go figure. You could start. You have to travel in. You don't have to travel in to register, so you can definitely register in advance. But you do have to travel in the city if you do want to participate in this and the tour. Which there's a reason to complete those tours. We'll talk about in a little bit. Registered participants will receive sends to start the tour. You reclaim 100% of your registration fee, and this is an important note: 100% of your registration fee as rewards throughout the tour. That does not mean that you are going to be net neutral. There is a cost with all those send fees, and those send fees, though, those aren't going to Upland. So you're recouping everything you paid Upland. Those send fees are obviously going to other Uplanders who got lucky or planned by owning some historic locations. So it's kind of exciting to see that. Don't miss out on this thrilling adventure, all you dang Uplanders. Genesis Week 2024's new tour offered the perfect opportunity to immerse yourself in the latest cities released in Upland. Again, it's kind of a review of some cities that have been released in the game of Upland. But the hint, wink, wink, nod, nod is these aren't the most recent cities. We skipped kind of Trenton being involved in there and Stockton. But I guess those are the shoved over here. And Slough, Slough.
What about Bermuda?
Don't get me started on Bermuda. That's not a city.
Is Bermuda still there or did it disappear?
That's what I was waiting for. It's like you paid the upix, you minted those properties. They don't exist anymore. Deal with it. That's what I was waiting for. But yeah, so we missed a bunch of cities. These are not the newest cities in the game of Upland, but close enough. Upland, close enough. Dive deeper into Miami, South Lake Tahoe, and Washington D.C. Uncover the hidden gems and earn some spark along the way. What? Some spark along the way? What?
I think it said if you do all 3, you get 0.01 spark.
Yes, and that's your spark along the way. 3 tours earning 0.01 spark. Visit the locations you finish each tour. Again, you have to complete all 3 of these to get that 0.01 spark. It's like logging in for a week, so it's something. 100% of the registration fee comes back, as I said, and it is going to have a cost. It's the cost of flying into the city. It's also the cost of that send fee around the city as you head through. And are you going to do your first city tour here, KO? Or how about 3?
I think I'll probably do them, honestly, because the points and the spark, everything. And plus, I'd probably just need to do one. So I'll let you know how successful it goes after G Week. So
Segway King tonight. Segway King. Wow, we got to skip the Genesis Speedway competition and come back because of all these dang segues. The Genesis Challenge 2024. I guess we got to go back to that Speedway Challenge. Win the MVA Albatross plane. Join us for the Genesis Challenge, the ultimate event that encapsulates the thrilling activities of Genesis Week, all in Upland, all together. This is going to be a points competition and played throughout the game or throughout the week of Upland. And it's in the game of Upland. It's not Genesis Live. It's everybody everywhere in the world playing the game. By completing these activities, players will have the chance to win exclusive rewards, including an entry into the Genesis Week grand prize like we had last year. You win this magic gold ticket, and maybe yours gets drawn, maybe it doesn't, but there's very few of these that are going to be available for the opportunity to win the one-of-the-kind, very, very super highly exclusive, very special MVA Albatross plane, which is one of one for the edition specific for Genesis 2024. It'll be noted as such. It's going to be very special, and it's a way of jumping the line. You don't have to be a chief executive to have one. You have to win this contest if you want it. Additionally, there will be daily drawings where participants can win even more rewards. And again, that's the mentality of this year is Genesis Week is where you're going to get some of the most rewards in the game. I was on with More Cheese bringing on X1 last week. Was it? Wow, time flies when you're having fun. It doesn't even feel like that long ago. And we talked about, the idea that, yes, there's a ton of prizes at Genesis Live this year. There's even more prizes in Layer 1 Upland if you're participating playing along the way, and whether you are at Genesis Week or anywhere else in the world. This all gets started Monday, June 3rd at 9 a.m. PT. It does end Thursday, June 6th at 12 p.m. PT, which means we have this run-up, we have this activity, we have all this stuff that you're doing before Genesis Live even starts, which is kind of exciting. But it does mean that you and I and a lot of the people who are traveling in have to figure out where the time exists to participate in Genesis Week's activities. So far, we got to get into those details, but is this something you guys are going to go into this year, knowing that last year I put a lot of effort in and I didn't get one of those magic tickets?
I didn't either. And I remember, I think it was X1 that brought out the thing and pulled out the winner. I didn't get in there either, but they did say they're, I think, expanding how many available tickets there are.
You're watching our content. You're doing awesome.
I do. I told you I fall asleep to your lovely voice every night. So no, I'm just kidding. But no, I do watch. That was a great episode, and so yes, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah,
so KO's a maybe. How about USC?
Maybe.
United on this one. Again, I
can't tell KO yes, or he's going to be in there.
Wow, one less person to compete against. Competition. This all gets kicked off, like I said, this coming Monday. I kind of been pushing this for a while. Is I think the heart and soul of Genesis Week always kicks off 9 a.m. PT on the Monday, the week of. It runs right through the end of the week. And again, in this case, the competition to challenge itself ends middle of the day, Thursday. So if you are going to Genesis Live, you're not going to be pulled out of Genesis Live. You're going to be pulled out of your travel plans where you're going to be at the airport and you'll be like, no, I can't get on the plane yet. I got to go and do this treasure hunt or whatever it is to qualify for points. Don't miss your flight. Make it to Genesis week. But you're going to have a little bit of that, but you're going to actually be able to participate and enjoy the festivities if you do go to Genesis Live, and also participate in the overall Genesis activities throughout the week. Let's take a look. Like I said, the 3rd it gets started. Here's some rewards. Top 200 of Genesis Week leaderboard will receive some exclusive rewards. Here's what you could win. Daily drawing, 3 days. 25 winners per day get 0.05 spark, which is, again, never anything to cry about. Top 10, a property in Genesis Live city opening. Final leaderboard. So top 10 on the final leaderboard. They get a property from Genesis Live's opening city, and the top 200 they do get a block explorer. The final leaderboard, the top 200 get this block explorer here. GW 2024. It's pretty cool. I like the idea that we are playing with 3D perspective here. We've seen some pretty simple ones in the past, but this is a well executed simple block explorer. Note, in the event of a tie, any position on the leaderboard, the winner will be determined by a random draw. I think that's silly, but it is what it is. It's you got to do it fair, and I guess it's fair-ish that way. Maybe, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I could say go either way.
I would say put them in the gauge, put them in the octagon.
That's why we got the battle arena.
That's why you build the battle arena, right? Put them in the octagon.
Settle all disputes.
But we had this last year. We had this with FIFA. That is these badges, and they're tiered badges. So if you want to collect badges, you put a little bit of effort in, you get a badge to collect. If you want to have the special badge, the rare badge, you put the more time in. Players earning a certain amount of points will receive a Genesis 2024 badge. 300 points gets you a level 1, 600 points gets you a level 2, 1,000 points gets you a level 3. I didn't get a badge last year because I think I was too busy with Genesis week.
Okay, I remember last year. Now I did get roped into these competitions, and because I got like the level 3 one, and
that's roped in, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably go for the level 3. I like it.
This is what I like. I like the fact that it doesn't say 1, 2, and 3. I like the fact that it's like builds on as far as the complexity, and even the scale seems to grow a little bit here as you level up from 1 right over here 2 to 3.
Yeah,
there you go. Grand prize entry, first prize on the leaderboard. That is first prize on the leaderboard automatically receives an entry to the draw. Again, it's a drawing. You earn the magic ticket. Your magic ticket may get drawn. Final daily drawing period. One lucky winner will win an entry. There's drawing windows. Again, there's a window number 1 is Monday, June 3rd at 9 a.m. PT to Tuesday, saying again 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Window 2 is the 4th to the 5th. Window 3 is the 5th into the 6th. How to earn points. Challenges will be open throughout the period of time, starting the 3rd of June. Players will be earning and gaining entries into the Genesis Challenge giveaway by playing Upland and collecting points. Each point equals 1 entry. And there is no limit to the number of points a player can earn. Activities include, look at this list. Activities include visit a meta adventure. You're going to get 2 points for that. There's no cap, so you just keep visiting meta adventures. I don't believe your own meta adventures count. I think Upland has a way of weeding those out. Sends, you have 3 per day, 1 point for each send. Property mints, you can mint as many as you want, 15 points per mint. Property sales, you get 10 of those per day, 10 points each. Property purchases, 10 of those a day, 10 points each. Spawning, no cap, 3 points each when you spawn a staring treasure. Treasure hunt. Keep going, have fun. 3 points each when you get started. Compete in treasure rushes, 3 points, no cap there. Complete a collection, 25 points. Keep completing collections. If you are going to hold off on completing collections until then, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, might be an opportunity there. Compete in a race. You get 20 of those you can do per day, 5 points apiece. And then complete 3 tours. There's no cap. Obviously, you can only do it once. They should say cap once, right? If you complete all 3 tours, you get 15 points for complete all 3 tours. And that's why you want to do the 3 tours. Not the point of 1 spark. It's for those 15 points. 15 entries, 15 opportunities to win.
Yeah, I think I can get to that 1,000.
Okay.
Pretty.
I thought you weren't going to participate, KO. He was playing a little bit of sandbagging on you here. He's going to destroy us.
I'm in now. I'm in.
Yeah, there you go. Get ready, stay active, earn as many points as possible. Enjoy Genesis week, and like I said, this kicks off and ends before the festivities in Genesis Live, so you can do both. You just have to be careful not to miss your flight because of a treasure hunt. Yeah. Well, I mean, awesome. Again, if you got Wi-Fi in the plane, get it done. Do some treasure hunting up there in the skies.
Might as well. So is that all Uplanders on the same leaderboard? Are they dividing it by their status in Upland, or is it all just one big leaderboard?
It's one big leaderboard, looks like.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, the leaderboards getting broken out made sense for the ornaments because you have to own a certain number of properties. But the actions, I mean, you can keep doing these actions. This is a matter of you look at these actions. A new player can send. I mean, there is cost that is associated. Visiting Meta Ventures is a cost that is associated, but these aren't huge costs. Property mints, obviously, there's a large cost there. That's why it's 15 points for each one you do. Property sales, you can do that as a new player. If you own 10 properties, you can sell all of them. Per day, you can sell every single one you own. Now you have a revenue, right? Now you have that revenue. You can go spend that revenue to buy more properties. You get 10 points times 10 properties is another 100 points for you. And now you could sell those same properties the next day. It's possible as a smaller account if you have 10 properties or more to just make that funnel, make that happen. The treasure hunting, that's not too crazy. There is some cost there. If you successfully get your treasure hunts, you're going to get some rewards on the backside. I think it, not necessarily that somebody who has a small account's at equal footing, but we've seen this before where people have 4 entries and then they win the Genesis car. my 1,000 entries counted for crap against that guy's luck, right?
Oh man, I love your energy and your animation, Goldie.
Yeah.
No, that's some good points. You're right. I mean, they can hustle, they can grind, and get the entries. So yeah, I think you're right.
So with the mints, those mints are all before the city release, right?
Yes. So if you
burn spending your 2 million in UPIX, yeah.
Well, also sales. I mean, you want to fire sale some crap. And I say crap because you may be selling the properties you don't want to keep anymore. You fire sale some things that you're done with. Maybe somebody's interested in picking up those fire sales. They get points when they go and purchase, and you get points when you go and sell, and you have a bigger nest egg when it goes to the new city. And maybe once they announce what the city is, and if it turns out that it's not what I'm excited about, maybe I'm not as worried about holding as much UPIX as possible for that new city. We'll have to see what that new city is. Yeah. I'm just checking the comments here. Gonna make sure my wife drives through areas where I have good service on the way to Vegas. Ka-chow! You right on. Like I said with the plane, I made sure that I've got decent Wi-Fi. I actually have better Wi-Fi because of the seats in the plane. Just the way it works out. I mean, I'm not a fly in first class all the time type person, but when you're gonna have to play upwind on the flight, you kind of have to do that.
Priorities,
right? I mean, we gotta put a little bit of money into the game we love, and I consider my flights into the city, into Vegas, part of that, because again, that's part of the experience of the Genesis week. It starts on the 3rd, and it goes right, as far as I'm concerned, until I crash my car at the end of the night on the 7th.
Hey, you got to show up well rested. You got a lot to do. You're a busy man. You got stuff to do. So yeah, you need that extra room to make sure you're relaxed and rested and ready to go.
Yeah, the extra 3 inches makes a difference, right?
It does.
Good internet, free drinks. Yep.
Free drink. Well, no, not too many of those. I want to claim the treasure at the end of the hunt. But yes. There is plenty to do on those flights on the way in. And again, I kind of couched this because I did want to, take our segue. We've got one more announcement before we even talk about the hidden announcements here. Rev up your engines, racers. Genesis Week is here, and Upland Speedway Challenge is back starting on Monday, June 3rd, 2024. This is kind of interesting because this is an opportunity to get on and pilot that track and see that track. That's going to be a big part of the game for Thursday for those people who were the Series 1R, were the top tier racers. Again, something you guys didn't participate on that board as much, but those people who we already talked about, who earned their spot along the way, they're going to be able to play around here and get some more familiarity with the track as they get ready to do so. For Genesis Week only, races on the brand new San Francisco Monument Speedway will count towards the leaderboard. Top 25 racers on each leaderboard. Again, this is one that is broken out by class, and we'll get into that. Will receive the exclusive Genesis Hyper Hawk Go-Kart Block Explorer. Oh, I was excited for a second, weren't you? No, I read the announcement already, but when you start reading that announcement, you see Hyper Hawk Go-Kart. You're like, yeah. Block Explorer. Upland, give away carts as a prize. It would be fun. Limited for one per player. The Speedway Challenge details. Players will have just a few days to score those points, as many as possible, to move their way up the leaderboard, with a variety of leaderboards available. When they say variety, they're talking about different classes, different leaderboards. Racers will all levels. It's not really all levels of skill. It's more racers with different cars who've put different up levels of optics into those cars. Will have an opportunity to compete and to win here. Start date is the 3rd at 9 a.m. PT. Again, this runs through the 6th at 9 a.m. PT. Again, you have to, close things off. So by the time we get to the meet and greet with the drinks, we're not worried about racing, because once you start drinking, you can't worry about racing. What do we have here? The announcement's not too crazy. There's the go-kart Block Explorer.
That is weirdly worded. Hyper Hawk Go-Kart ... Block Explorer.
Well, I mean, no. I put the ... in there because that's how I read it. I read the excitement in there, and then the excitement died when we heard Block Explorer. But again, it's still a great prize. Limited edition Block Explorers are always fun. Players have just a few days, of course, on this one. All players finishing the top 10 on any of the leaderboards, we put into a single drawing to win one of 2 entries to the grand prize. Again, this is where the exciting gets, right? The Block Explorer, not so exciting. This is exciting. Into the grand prize drawing for the MV Motors 300, or MVA. That's airplane, not motors. 300 Albatross. So exciting. That's where we get those more entries from, right? There's entries here. There's entries on the other side. And Upland's going to sneak some more entries along the way, I'm sure. We'll be surprised by them tomorrow when we get the announcement. Leaderboard breakdowns, obviously all by MPS. 175 to 226, 153 to 160, 134 to 152, 90 to 132. And the most important one, the cards, because that's 100% skill-based. There's not a variety of different cards that falls in that MPS. It's just one level of attributes that are in there, and it all comes down to skill. So I love the cards so much.
I feel like watching ants race.
Hey! What you need to do is you need to have a short track. Racing on short track.
Yeah, we need shorter tracks. I do like the carts too. It is totally skill based. They are a lot of fun. But yes, we need some shorter tracks.
Like quarter mile, half mile.
Yeah, a little half mile track. But yes, I mean the speeds are much lower. So if you're comparing racing the 1Rs, the 175 to 226 MPS versus the carts, you're going to put a little more time into racing those carts. No question on that. Earning points. Racing against 2 players, you get plus 1 point. Racing against 3 players, plus 3 points. Racing against 4 players, plus 5. And then if you have 5 other real players, that's a total of 6. You being one of them, 10 points. You ready for this? No, I mean, we're in this pile. This pile has been built for us. Upland's been working towards it, and this is a pay for play thing, right? So stake more, win more. 1,500 UPIX you're going to get 5 points to first, 3 points to second. Third place gets 2 points, 5,000 UPX staked again per player. 15 points for the first place, to 11 points for second. The 7 points are going to go. The 7 points are going to go to third place. If you have 10,000 UPX stake per player, that is 25 points to first, 18 points to second, 12 points to third, 15,000 UPX stake per player, 50 points to first, 30 points to second, 20 points to third. As racers, does this excite you when we have these, again, pay to win opportunities as opposed to skill based finishing, earning you points along the way?
I think it's cool. I mean, if you're well, this is a pretty short season. I know the last one that we came out of was a Blossom season.
Yeah.
That one was really long. This one is pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like that the more you stake, you're taking a bigger risk. So big risk, big reward.
And technically speaking, because of the way the stakes work, if you're doing well, you're making a profit. If you're not doing well, you're taking a loss.
Yeah. It's kind of like Vegas, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, I like it. I know there was some controversy, some stuff that happened in the last season. I hope that
some gamifying the system, you mean?
Yeah. Kind of, aware of a few different things going on, so no need to jump into that. But yeah, I think besides that, it's fine, because I mean you can earn like minuscule points without staking. If I'm not mistaken, you earn like 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, which the people that are staking are definitely gonna right there, right? So
yeah.
So you don't have to stake, but obviously you get more points. I mean,
it's with stakes only. Earn points by participating in public multiplayer races with stakes, regardless of your finishing position. But you have to be in a staked race.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Open your pocketbooks, or no points for you.
I mean, I did. So I ended up with some of that controversy. I ended up getting first place in the 4E category, like the 140, and I did all that on 1,500 and 5,000 races. I think I did like 10,000
turn and burn.
Yeah. So just kind of focused in on that one and took it. But so I don't know, if you got the UPX, if you got a little time to learn how to race, go for it. If you don't want to invest the time or the UPX, then maybe stay away from it. So.
There's other things to do, right? There's other ways to win those entries into the Albatross.
Yep.
All right. And again, we're talking about one entry in the Genesis Challenge could win you the Albatross. Unlikely, but it's possible. All right. Oh, we gotta do it, and I'm actually excited about it. So again, we got a little bit of fun when we get into this. I got a little story, but we gotta get Twitter pulled up here. But we got a little bit of announcement. It's announcement in layer 1. It's announced in Twitter here as well. But it's kind of fun, because let me find it over here in live updates. We got that shared over again. There it goes. It's kind of fun because this is a big announcement, not announced in a big way, but it is still a big announcement, and I think we're going to get more out of it. Our partnership ushers in a new era of digital interaction, enabling creators and doers to connect through new immersive avenues. Interoperability within the Alliance encourages a rich exchange of ideas and innovation across diverse ecosystems. This is a quote by Sebastian Borgia. He is one of the co-founders of SandBox. He is the current COO. And I had the pleasure. I believe it was him, or it was somebody, one of the people of his chief of top of staff. I had the pleasure of seeing him trade barbs with Dirk on stage when they were on some panels at Genesis NFT NYC 2022. It was hilarious. I think Dirk fired back with part of the reason why we don't have a crypto coin that we built on the UPX is having a defined exchange ratio with the US dollar. The reason we have that is because we don't want to lose value in our system if that coin were to change in value. This was right after Sand dropped to 4 cents. It was kind of like burst. So they had a little fun trading barbs there, but realistically, when we get out of that time period, when we get out of 2022, that is June 2022, and we get into towards the fall, that's where OMA 3 starts to shape up, and you really have a number of these metaverses looking at how do they work together and bring a cohesive experience, or at least a cooperative or collaborative opportunities. And that's what this is. This is the announcement today that went out over on Twitter. And our partnership, like I said, all of that there, the announcement that Upland and the SandBox game Unstoppable Force is what Upland put out. If I go look at how SandBox put it out, let me go see the SandBox game. There it is. If we go look at how SandBox put it out, they pretty similar. Introducing the SandBox DAO. I know about that. I saw that earlier. That was from the 28th. But if we come down here we go. The SandBox says today we announce our partnership with Upland, me allowing our communities to interact and create, furthering our goal of realizing an open metaverse. Stay tuned for more details on how you can join in on the fun. We see this collaboration here. Over here, we see a little portal behind a man in the SandBox, and obviously we see Miles, who is our mascot. Kind of fun to see that hint drop doing it right before Genesis Week, or some would argue this is being kind of announced alongside Genesis Week, with the caveat, with the understanding that this is an announcement in name and in actuality, and we don't know when things are actually going to happen here moving forward. So I mean, you guys have already started building your own projects, and like I said, with a Phygital Leap, you are going into different ecosystems to put out products that start in the concept of layer 1 Upland and go through the idea of building community in this kind of quasi layer 2 in Discord and other venues, and then put it out. And what do you think here? I mean, are you guys going to jump into SandBox? What's the thoughts here for you guys?
I need to go back and take a look at. So we actually looked before. Actually, I think we were already in Upland, and we started looking at other areas. I actually have Avatar in like Decentraland. I haven't been in there in a long time. I looked in the SandBox. We looked at trying to get land. I think the cheapest land, this was 2 years ago, was like, I don't know, it's like 10 grand in the SandBox or something like that, or Decentraland. So, so I honestly haven't even looked at it since those days. And so if there's opportunity to get in and start building, get some land, I think it's definitely an avenue to pursue. I'd like to see what options or affordability there is now for getting in there. I honestly am not knowledgeable on that at the moment.
I was trying to go back and find it. Yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, it was an announcement that happened today with tons of other news happening alongside it. I haven't gone and looked at what's been going on in SandBox recently, as a whole or individually, but yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. It is definitely worth noting. I was trying to find a post from Dirk here earlier where he had talked about back in April how excited he was to have a chance to go over to SandBox headquarters, and we talk about Easter eggs in the game of Upland, and X1 was just saying this is people aren't catching these big Easter eggs, and I think that's we kind of see what's happening in the future of Upland by seeing the little breadcrumbs along the way. How about you, SC? You have any affinity there towards SandBox, or is it more of just an idea of watching things expand and grow?
Yeah, I think it's good to see it expand and grow in the cross collaboration. I'm in kind of the same boat as KO. We investigated Decentraland through cryptocurrency with the Mana token, and Sand owned both of those, and we did look at the properties, and at the time they were just sky high expensive for something we didn't really know a whole lot about. But yeah, it's definitely worth looking at. It's been a while since I've really dabbled in either of those. I know I had an avatar in Decentraland, and my little dude ran around and he hopped and did some stuff, and that was about it. So that lasted for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know if I have an avatar in SandBox, to be honest. I can't remember. It's been so long. It's been a few years for sure. But I'd actually looked at them originally because of getting into the 2 cryptocurrencies.
And that's an interesting thing on, to compare Upland and SandBox or Decentraland, in that the focus, and as you guys kind of mentioned, the focus on Decentraland and in SandBox was more about brands coming in and buying that big $15,000 or $25,000 plot of land so they can put whatever their project is out. And with the Decentraland or SandBox, there's more support in putting together whatever that is, that ecosystem for that brand. That's part of what you're paying for when you're buying that property. When they have the deals, and whatever the deal is that's being built for them so they can house their brand. And the focus hasn't as much been the individual player and how they can monetize and build their brand and all of those things. And that's what Upland has been doing with the meta ventures, and like you guys, the opportunities to take a layer 2 project to bring into layer 1, or vice versa, start in layer 1, build something into layer 2 that's bigger and better, and encapsulates the whole metaverse, or becomes the webs, the interlinkages of the metaverse. And I think that having that collaboration, or those ties in between, it could bring some more diversification for both ecosystems, things that neither of us have at this point.
I see 2 companies that went about it very different ways, and that I think that's a good thing in collaboration, and they've probably both learned some things along the way and some trial and error, and the more that people keep doing that and working together, the better things will get. I definitely say that like Upland hooked me way better. Like as far as I was owning NFTs without even knowing I was owning NFTs, and they just did a really good job of making that simple. And so almost like Upland was trying to build the community first, and then develop. And I feel like SandBox was hype and trying to develop and worried about the community later. So I feel like they just went about it different ways, and I think it's good.
Well, they worried about the product. I feel like when you talk about like the brand partnerships and all that, both Decentraland and SandBox, the product, and then don't worry as much about the consumer or about the end user.
Yeah, I want to like Upland has kept my attention, and I, so much better. I was in Decentraland, and I was, the same thing. I was kind of bored in 10 minutes, and there wasn't really anything to do. Wasn't a whole lot of people to interact with. Wasn't anything I could buy. I mean, there was a few little links you could go to shops. I think I found a strip club in Decentraland. I walked in.
SC, what are you doing with this guy?
I'm walking around. I'm jumping around. All of a sudden, it walks in, and then I'm like, "What the heck is this?" And then, I got out of there. And anyway, that was my Decentraland experience. And but yeah, so anyway, Upland really hooked me a lot better, in my opinion. But that was years ago. Love to see. I need to go dive in and see what's going on now.
You should see the strip clubs now. Wow.
I did not have that experience in Decentraland. I guess I didn't get that far into it. It kind of
different neighborhood. Different neighborhood.
Yeah. Neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
KO's down at the Pink Pony over there. So, yeah, if I remember correct, and like I said, it's been a while since I've dabbled in either of those, SandBox or Decentraland. Decentraland seemed like it had a lot of, I guess, big players like financial institutions and banks. I feel like I remember seeing some of those type structures in there that were pretty darn expensive, skyscrapers built and stuff.
I mean, again, I've never gotten crazy into all of those ecosystems, but yeah, they're starting to that at least the image that's being showed for SandBox, you kind of see that this idea of this entirely built out city, which I don't think they're that built out. I mean, I haven't seen that as far as 1,000 properties interconnected that are all built out to an extreme degree. I think we see that as a potential in all locations, but I mean, I don't think anyone has that right now.
I think one thing that's kind of stands out for Upland too, and for me it did at least, is it was relatable. Upland's very relatable because it follows the map of the world.
That's a huge event. Yeah, that's something where you can have the geographic link. Either this is grandma's house, which I make that joke all the time, is why would someone buy a property? Maybe that property means something to them in the real world. Maybe that's why they want to buy it. Or realistically, you also have that level of, I want to build something here that doesn't exist in the real world. And you have that in Upland, when you have those two juxtapositions working together. They're at odds in a way, but they work together to make Upland different than the real world, but also an homage to the real world. Where in the other things, it's all about what can I build or how can I represent. You have less of that recognition or remembrance of the world that we all come from, which we escape from when we step into Upland. Hopefully, when it becomes a little more immersive, a little more escape.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I want to take that because that was the final piece of news. I did have to get to that because I feel that's one of the biggest pieces that's going to get slept on, because it's going to get slept on. We're not going to have this happen immediately. It's going to be maybe like Vox, where it sits there and flounders and never actually comes to realization. Again, I think Vox is still going to happen. It just has been a long thing. And if you follow the news with Vox, there was some shakeups internally there that may have contributed. But I think this is going to be huge. I think this is going to be a huge part of the future of the game of Upland. Even if it takes a year or 8 months to actually happen, it is the first baby steps of a open metaverse, right? Upland's going to potentially decentralize a little more. You're going to see more linkages, more collabs in between. We're going to see assets moving from Upland to other places, and assets from other places moving to Upland. We're going to see cross currency with Sparklet. Again, no speculation. Upland said that it may exist in the future, but we're going to see Sparklet potentially being exchanged for sand at some point. We don't know what the pairs are. We don't know when. Potentially, it could be a pair there where you're going to move, currencies from one source to another, from one ecosystem to another, and then take their assets and move them around. So that tie is huge, and it's going to make. I'm not going to say all of those metaverses more valuable. You could see that it kind of siphons or has some parasitic draw from one ecosystem if you get a dominant tied to it. But again, the whole point is that there's not just one choice, there's everything together.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see that unfold.
Just the pure SandBox is a huge, massive project. So I mean, just the backing and that they've got, and and that the potential is there, I think, to make a huge impact on Upland and like you said, connecting everybody.
And I want to do one last swing and let you guys, we kind of dropped little tidbits along the way. Before you give away that battle arena, I do want to give you another chance to anything else you want to promote. Go to Genesis Week. We have a secret dunk tank we're going to put KO on. Anything like that people can look forward to in the next week here.
We tried to do the dunk tank. We couldn't get it to fit in the suitcase.
Oh yeah. But we did fit some packs of Jello and a tarp.
Jello wrestling inside the battle arena.
There you go.
That sounds like a Vegas thing.
Yeah, right. I think the only other, definitely you want to hit the booth. We're going to have some really cool stuff going on there. We're going to release more on Sunday on our fun stream. We're still actually finalizing some of the last details. We got most of it laid out. But we did want to do something for the people that aren't going to be there in person. I know not everybody, geographically lives where it's easy to travel and is affordable to travel. So we want to be conscious of that. But we do have, I know we've been running this promotion that we were selling our gold bags. And can I present something on here or?
Yeah. You just have to present. Yeah. Just like KO did, you just hit to present and I will share the screen.
All right, let's see.
Get it shared and I will share it to everyone.
Where is, let's see.
Yeah, that's what we get. All the other Jello wrestling, it got real dark, real fast. I was just looking for some nice friendly Jello wrestling, but it's not that easy. Not that easy to find friendly Jello wrestling.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, let's see here.
But yeah, no, just as far as promoting, if you guys, there's so many communities in Upland, so I mean, we're part of a bunch, and so if you need another community to get involved with, we're just super chill, super relaxed, and we just run some fun competitions, and giveaways, and just banter in the Discord a little bit, go back and forth. So, would love for you guys to come hang out if you want to.
Absolutely, and the easiest way. What? Go ahead.
Okay, you can see it. Okay, it's up there. I had to hide some stuff. I had some extra secret stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was showing, and I
well, you can show me. You don't have to show everyone else.
So this is the promotion we've been running over the last probably week and a half, I guess, and this is a way to earn points to get yourself on a spin wheel to win 100,000 UPIX, and this is going to be given out while we're at Genesis Week before the release of the new city. So you have 100K UPIX to spend if you win. So, but the way that we're working it is for anybody that buys a bag, whether it's red, silver, or gold, you're going to earn entries based on the purchase of that item. So if you're purchasing, the gold bag, you're going to get 10 entries for a cash purchase, 5 entries for UPIX purchase. And the same with the silver, it's going to be 4 entries for cash purchase and 2 entries for UPIX purchase. With the red bags, that's our entry level bag. You'll get 2 entries for a cash purchase and 1 entry for an UPIX purchase. And then over to the left, we have the rings. So the battle arenas, you'll earn 1 entry for the UPIX purchase. Those are running for 12K UPIX. And then you'll get 2 entries for $4.99 for the USD purchase. So regardless of how you buy it, you're going to get entries on the spin wheel. So everybody that's on that spin wheel has a chance to win. Now, the other thing that we are offering, and this is kind of a special thing, is for the first 4 people that purchased the gold bag. We only had 4 that we were offering. There's 1 left. I know the other 3 were purchased this week, but we have 1 left. So the next person that purchases the gold bag is going to get the Mint 1 red bag. That's the one that's left from the pool. And then you're also going to get a silver bag, a gold bag, and a arena. So you'll get 1 of every ninja item just for making that 1 purchase. Plus you'll get all the entries, the 10 entries or 5 entries, depending on the purchase.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, the USD purchase gives you more entries. Go figure. Look at that. Somebody's trying to pay for Vegas.
We got a few things to cover.
Yeah. Oh no, I know you got plenty of costs, putting plenty of things out. There's no question. All right, so yeah,
I think that's all we got going.
That looks great to me. So you want to give away a battle arena? How do you want to do it?
If they just do #ninja, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. We got at least 25 people who are in YouTube and or Twitter. So Twitter, you could do it as a comment, #ninja. You can do. Wait a minute, you're asking me to do something I don't know how to do. I don't even know how to do that StreamYard.
I can throw together a quick wheel of names for YouTube. I don't have the Twitter.
I could. Well, we could see it. So,
Okay.
So Blue did a #ninja. I was supposed to have Cheese show me how to do this in StreamYard because I still don't know because I'm ignorant.
We've been trying to learn too.
Casikmar. Put Casikmar on the wheel. Put Lil Mark on the wheel from YouTube. The Twitter thing is interesting because I feel like there's a lot of people watching on Twitter and they only get so many comments in, and I don't know if commenting is not as easy for people. Jibby Jester, put him on the wheel.
Got him.
Oh, thank you, Cheese. Oh, Cheese is watching on YouTube. That's why I was gonna say I saw her drop it on Discord, but she's on YouTube. That's the reason why she can follow along. Thank you. There's the giveaway tool. All right.
I got 5 people so far.
All right. I'm actually gonna see if this works because Cheese gave me a really cool tool. And it looks like it's working. Oh no, you got to do it before you tell people to put them in. Oh no, never mind. No, it works. I got 5 entries.
Okay.
Yeah, put another minute on the clock, see what's going on. I've got 5 entries. Like I said, I know we're running late, so I don't want to keep people up that much longer. But hashtag Ninja is the entry. We will do a drawing here in about 45 seconds. And the good news is, thank you, Cheese, for doing this for me and helping me out. Is because I'm using the StreamYard tool. Cheese enters because I'm using the StreamYard tool. That includes if you're on Twitter or if you're on YouTube. And again, we've seen a lot. I see all the entries coming in. Thank you, Swarley, for being here. We see the value of the Twitter. That's been a new thing with Upland and the repost. We are not going to repost tonight, but there will be plenty of rewatch here, I'm sure. But when you get the repost, you get when I get the repost, anyways, you get 100 or 200 people coming in, which is incredible. All at once, yeah. But again, there's still enough people jumping on.
People get in.
What?
Are the Discord people able to get in there? I don't.
I've got 8. I've got 8 in right now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Not in Discord. I've got 8 entries right now on StreamYard, and we could continue to have people jump in here. We can do another minute, but I guess I'm at 8. I have a draw that we'll get a winner within 2 seconds of us closing it. You want to make a closing sound? Do 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 do. No, okay. A final countdown or something.
Do a ninja timer.
Ninja time. I mean, you're gonna end this at some point, but I do want to.
I'll start a timer here.
There you go. I don't.
Can you add a manual one to the list? I am God is trying to.
Oh, try to enter. Yeah. Can I add manually? Oh, how do I do that? Cheese, can I add manually? Do I know how?
Here, I'm putting my name in there, and I'll be I am God.
There you go. That's one way of doing it. Thank you, God, and thank you, Cheese, and thank you, Lily.
The never-ending live stream. It does, yeah.
What? Here's the thing.
We're practicing for Vegas. We're gonna be up late.
I've been a part of 2 of the longest live streams in Upland history. The Christmas show and then the New Year's show.
That was a long one.
Both of them were. Yeah, we were just trying to outdo ourselves. Both of those. And the fun thing would be to do another one. I talked to Cheese about doing one that's like just find a time where you have the 6 hours and just like we're gonna do a 6-hour stream.
We're just gonna go.
We're just gonna go until we die. Yeah, well, keep in mind we've got. I'm sure tomorrow we're gonna get some more trickles for Genesis Week. I'm sure it's gonna be a big night. I've got a guest on in Rodrigo, Uplander of the Year nominee. So I definitely want to give him his due tomorrow. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I think I'm ready to hit the button and do it. Right.
Spin it.
Shout out to Goldsmith too. You were nominated for Broadcaster of the Year, so good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got most of the people in. Most of the people who were nominated this year, so kind of excited to have that. Oh my god! So I didn't share this, but I'm going to share it now because I don't want people to think that I didn't do it. All right, we gotta get over here and share another screen. Present screen, share screen. Yes, this one over here. This is all the 17 screens I could be sharing right now. And there it is. Winner is the one and only Morpheus. There you go. Yeah, see, I had to say that this was something that we had the it says 8 entries, but 8 entries. That's right, 8 entries because it draws the last one out automatically. Yeah, that's your alarm going off that says I have to go to bed because it is time for you guys to go to bed. So. Winner is more cheese. Do whatever you need to do to get that magical battle arena. It's going to look great on your lawn. Anybody who messes with the cheese is going to have to get in the arena. And I think the ninjas are your champion, so you'll be fine. So on a side note here, before we close things up, I do want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Side note is I heard you're going to be like bouncing at an event that I'm going to. I don't know if you've been told this yet, but apparently
what are we doing?
You're apparently going to bounce at an event.
Oh, I thought you said dancing. I was like, you got the wrong guy.
No. I'm doing the dancing. You guys are bouncing.
Bouncing.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't work on my pole work for nothing, boys. But yeah, I mean, you guys are bouncing supposedly at a secret event we've got going on. So I'm excited to hear. You guys don't know this yet, apparently.
No,
I mean, that means the compensation can't be very good if nobody's told you. But at least
we're pretty cheap,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're good.
Yeah, there you go. Right, food and beverage usually does it, right?
That'll do it.
Food,
Yeah.
food,
So yeah. So I'm looking for the Genesis week, like I said. Excited about seeing you guys. You're bringing a lot to the table. It was great to have you guys on. Anything else? I mean, again, I think that's a perfect level of come and talk, be a part of the conversation, and also, it's really late, but I really appreciate your time tonight. And anything else that you guys had?
I think that's it. We're just, we're super excited for Genesis week, and it was great to be able to get on with you again. It's been a while. We did that event in for Mumbai, and it was just a great time. And I had such a blast doing it, and was looking forward to the next time we got together. So looking forward to next week, though.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So
you rock, Goldie.
If you don't have tickets for Genesis, get tickets.
See, I've been saying that for weeks, but I mean, it really is the end of the line. Tuesday, the tickets get cut off, at least to buy them in game. And I'm gonna push this out here again. Here's one of the things that you're gonna have the opportunity to do. Excuse me, at Genesis Week live in person event that you wouldn't have otherwise, that you won't have online, is to get one of the first copies of the Ninja's new comic. And you guys gonna sign?
Of course.
We are going to have some special autograph books there. Yep.
Oh, whoa. You have some special autograph books. Doesn't mean you're going to sign it. It's going to be the artist and everybody else who's not necessarily going to be there in person.
We'll be there signing them.
Oh, you'll be live signing. Okay, fair enough.
We'll get some artist copies too. Yeah.
There you go. I'm excited. I'm excited. So we'll see you guys there at Genesis Week. Closing statements. Do not miss your flight because you are treasure hunting. I think that's the closing statement.
That's it. Well, we'll end on that one.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in Genesis Week. And for tonight, as always, thank you for being here. We're live in the Upland Cafe Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT, also on YouTube, also on Twitter on Tuesdays and Fridays in the Upland Plaza. If people still go there, hopefully you do. And then finally, if you are in the Upland Discord, as it is our home, as it is our provenance, if you're in the Upland Discord, feel free to unmute your mics. We are going to go live into the after show. Thank you for being here, and the floor is yours.
All right, everybody, have a great night. It was great being